David had an important perspective on his life in regards to his relationship with God that we all need to understand, that we all need to have. Now think about who David is. He goes from being a shepherd boy to being the king. And being the king, he is in command of the wealth of the nation, as well as being a very powerful person. And yet, in Psalm 86, verse 1, he prays to the Lord and says, "Bow down thine ear, O Lord, hear me, for I am poor and needy." It's all about perspective. And you and I need to ask ourselves the question, how do we view ourselves? You know, if you view yourself as having everything that you need and everything's just great, well then, do you need God? Does someone who has everything going their way spend time in prayer? Or does it take us being in a desperate situation before we'll actually cry out to the Lord? You know, this was the problem with a church that Jesus addressed in Revelation chapter 3 and verse 14. He says, "And unto the angel of the church of the Laodiceans write, These things saith the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of God. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth." Is it possible for that to happen to a believer or to a church today? Well, I think it is. This lukewarmness, neither cold nor hot, just kind of going through life in regards to their walk with Jesus, in regards to their relationship with the Lord. He goes on and says, because, this is what he means by their lukewarmness. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increased with goods, and have need of nothing. Now think about the difference in perspective between the Laodicean Christians and David. David says, Lord, I'm poor and needy. Bow down thine ear to me. David is crying out to the Lord in prayer, saying, I am poor and needy. These folks living in Laodicea, they said, I am rich and increased with goods, and have need of nothing. And knowest not, here's their real condition, this is the way that God sees them, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. Is your perspective one that you realize your need for God? And we must be so careful that we don't let prosperity or busyness or the idea that things are going well right now, therefore I don't have to cry out to God. I don't have to worship God. God's blessed me, and so I'll talk to God again when I get in trouble. That is a very dangerous place to be. It's a place of lukewarmness. It's a place that God doesn't want us to be in. He wants for us to be cold or hot. That's what Jesus says to the church at Laodicea. Man, I want you to be on fire or cold. It's just like your water, you know, that old lukewarm water. That's not what you don't want to take a bath in that. You want to drink of some cool water, some nice, good water out of the creek that's nice and cool. And you want to take a bath in some water that's nice and warm. But that old lukewarm stuff, it doesn't do a whole lot for you. Well, that's what Jesus is saying. And so, what's your perspective on your position before God? Are you like David? Lord, I'm poor and needy. Please bow down your ear to me and hear me, help me. Or are you like the Laodiceans? I got everything I need. I'm in good shape. I'll talk to God again someday whenever I get in trouble. Ask yourself that question, and I just want to encourage you today. One of the best things you can do is realize just how poor and needy we always are. It might not be about paying the bills, but in some other area, we desperately need God's help. So let's cry out to Him. God bless you. Have a great day.